Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Pratibha Jadhav, and I warmly welcome you all to the third session of the Parivartan Webinar Series, proudly organized by Plastindia International University, Vapi. This series is our initiative to bring together thought leaders and innovators in plastic, polymer engineering, artificial intelligence, and sustainability, fostering dialogue on the pressing challenges and emerging opportunities in these fields. So today's topic is both timely and crucial. So it is plastic sustainability and recycling at crossroads. Where do we go from here? So before getting to the main session, it is my pleasure to invite Dr. Prashant Gupta, Senior Assistant Professor, School of Engineering, Plastindia International University, to share a few words about the university and its mission. Over to you, Dr. Gupta.
Dr. Jadhav. Plastindia International University is a not-for-profit institution which is founded by the plastic industry for the plastic industry. So Plastindia Foundation happens to be our parent body, which has again been formed by a conglomerate of industry bodies coming together and building a organization which can take India further into plastics. So our vision, in a nutshell, is to develop a world-class university in plastics, technology, research, and innovation. We are located in Vapi quite strategically because of the processing cluster that you'll find in and around Vapi. That is Daman, Silvassa, Umargaon, Valsad. So this happens to be the plastic cluster of our country. And we have an academic partnership with UMass Lowell, which is University of Massachusetts Lowell, which is located in USA. The campus is in Boston. So we'll talk about why it's a win-win collaboration going forward. So we have a technical partnership with UMass Lowell where they help us in designing the curricula and modules in plastic engineering. They help us with the student and faculty exchange for research-based activities, lecture and discussions. They help us in applied research and community-based research projects. There are opportunities for engaging students and researchers to establish peer relationships and mentoring opportunities. Faculty development by sending faculties to UML for training. So PIU's faculty go across to UML for training, and then they can tutor the students that are enrolled at PIU Vapi. And conducting webinar series, technical partnership with UML in the areas of plastic engineering and allied sectors. For those who don't know what UML is, it's a global leading institute in plastics technology with more than a 70-year-old presence in the plastic or the polymer-based courses. So they have been teaching plastics since 1954. So why one should think about PI? So our exact focus is on plastic and polymer engineering courses. So exclusive focus meaning we're talking about their colleges existing, either government or private, which have all the courses to teach, and one of them is plastics. Now, the courses that are run under Plastindia International University are plastics and other courses. Like we also run a computer science program. We are going to run mechanical and chemical engineering programs. But then the focus is always towards how these graduates can help the polymer industry or the plastic industry. Our education is industry driven. We have a strong industry integration, and hands-on is what we generally preach in. So the instrumentation or the facilities that we develop or that we have already are basically mirrored on the industry protocols. We are talking about manufacturing level facilities. We guarantee 100% placements. We'll talk about more on that going forward. We give away scholarships and financial aid. So a lot of industries are more than helpful to offer these scholarships to our students, the ones who are good in terms of merit and the ones who are needy in terms of financial positioning. And PIU is basically a gateway to global education and excellence. So we're talking about students studying here, going for their higher education at UMass Lowell. Students, while studying here as well, they go for a global immersion or a student exchange program at UMass Lowell as well. So all in all, the PIU partnership unlocks global opportunities for higher education and advanced studies. So let's talk about scholarships and the placement of 100% guarantee that we talked about. So we also have merit-based scholarships, wherein the student is above a certain percentage, either we are talking about a diploma or 12th, we offer them merit-based scholarships. Then, based on the financial situation of the family, we give away need-based financial aids. There is a lot of industry-sponsored education as well, where industry sponsors students in terms of helping them with what the fees and other facilities that they want. And because AICT's because sorry, and because PIU is AICT approved and UGC recognized, the students are offered government scholarships as well. Now, when we talk about investment, the fees that we have is 75,000 rupees. So the return on investment is very high because we guarantee placements with our partnering, companies. So we give away 100% guaranteed placements. It's also mentioned in our brochure as well, and the package is somewhere around 5 to 6 lakhs, which is again slated to grow as years would pass by. We also say that if we do not offer any placement to a particular candidate, if the student is going away without a placement from our institute, and if the student is 6.5 CGPA and above, we will refund the fees as well. So 6.5 CGPA barrier we have maintained so that the packages could be met, because certain companies do not allow students to sit in their campus procedures below a certain CGPA. So that is what the barrier that we have kept. Even if the student scores below 6.5 CGPA, we will guarantee placements, but the packages may go up and down. These are the faculties which are associated with us. We're not talking about in-house faculty. These are global faculties which are there in UMass Lowell. So they come for online lectures. Within faculty exchange, someone from here goes and tutors at UMass Lowell. Someone from there comes here and teaches our students. And on the right-hand side, you can see industry experts and mentors, quite a few from the domain of artificial intelligence and machine learning, because we also run a CSE program. This is our faculty team. The faculty team that you see in front of you, the minimum barrier for any faculty to get into PI on the tutoring or the academic side is having a degree from a very reputed institution across the country. We don't have anything below IITs or NITs. So the current courses that are offered are two, which is plastics and polymer engineering, wherein we are offering first year entry, which is a regular entry after class 12, and a direct second year entry, which happens to students come after a diploma. So any diploma holder which has a diploma in any engineering discipline is eligible to come into a plastic and polymer engineering degree. And the second program that we offer is BTech Computer Science and Engineering, where for the current year we are only taking first year admissions. The next year we'll be taking both first year and second year. There are a few companies on your screen with which we have signed MOUs, and they are the ones who are willing to hire the candidates and absorb them as soon as they pass out. So as I told you, the annual fees is 75,000 rupees, which is payable every semester, 37,500 rupees per semester. And there is security deposit of 10,000 rupees and liability deposit of 2,500 rupees, which is payable once and it is refundable after you pass out. This 75,000 rupees may see a likely increase by 10% because there is a government of Gujarat body, which is FRC, which regulates and governs the fees. And the eligibility is quite simple. The candidate should have a 10 plus 2, that is 12, with a science stream with physics, chemistry, and mathematics. If there is a vocational subject like chemical technology, you can take out chemistry and the marks can be looked at. I mean, looking at the 45% mark. And if the student is from reserve category, we are looking at 40% marks. And if the vocational subject is computer science, the student gets eligible for computer science and engineering. And along with this, either JEE mains or GUJC, that is the Gujarat CET exams can work well. Or if we are talking about diploma, the same merit applies even for diploma students, 45 percentage for uh, open category and 40% above for reserve category candidates. So this is the current campus that we have. We have a 35-acre campus. Bullet train is just passing us on one side of our building. So you can see in the image the bullet train as well, just an infographic to make you understand. So this is the current School of Engineering building. We'll look at certain images which will help you, sitting at your home, understand what are the facilities. This is our main gate. This is the School of Engineering building, the chemistry lab. This is the physics laboratory, computer lab. So we have a full-fledged computer lab where 60 students can sit together and deliberate on whatever is going on. Even to plastic and polymer students, we teach coding. So this is our engineering graphics laboratory. Design thinking and innovation is one of the subjects that we have introduced to the students in the first semester itself. A very integral part of thinking about products, thinking about what designs can solve what kind of problems. This is our engineering workshop and processing lab. So you can see a blown film extrusion. There are injection molding machines as well. The conventional machinery, we have a CNC lathe as well. This is professional communication due to UML requirements, that is UMass oil-based requirements, wherein we can send students across. We tutor students in terms of English in first and second semester, theory and practical. So our laboratory is one of its kind, which are equipped with softwares, which help students with speaking and listening domains, and reading and writing is something that is taken care in the class. So all four domains of language that are covered essentially. This is our institutional library. This is our classroom. The whole facility is centralized AC. This is our cafeteria, common room, and some recreational facilities, sports facilities as well. This is our master plan, which is going to happen in the phase 2 and 3, where we'll have an entrepreneurship and management building going further. We'll have a sustainability building going further. There would be an auditorium, and we'll have one building for continuing education programs, the industry programs that we want to run for our industry partners. So thank you very much for listening. I'll give the dice back to Dr. Jadhav.
Thank you, Dr. Gupta, for that insightful overview of PIU's mission and commitment to the industry-driven education and innovation. Now, moving on to our speaker for the day, we are honored to welcome Dr. Samir Joshi, National Chairman of the Governing Council, Indian Plastic Institute, a respected figure in the field of sustainable plastic and recycling. Dr. Samir Joshi is a leading expert in plastic waste management, sustainability, and recycling with a PhD in waste management and a degree in polymer engineering. He currently serves as the national chairman of the governing council of the Indian Plastic Institute. Dr. Joshi is internationally recognized for his work on circular economy, extended producer responsibility, and plastic recycling. He is associated with several global and national bodies, including the World Economic Forum's Regional Committee on Plastic Waste for South Asia, the UN Marine Litter Action Group, and NITI Aayog's Committee on Plastic Waste Policy. He is also a key contributor to the UN Global Plastic Treaty and a member of the Environment Committee of our parent body, Plastindia Foundation. So he owns and operates a plastic injection molding unit in Pune and actively supports young entrepreneurs in sustainable ventures. Uh, uh, a Genius World Record holder for the largest T-shirt made from plastic waste, Dr. Joshi is the recipient of the Parivartan Bhushan Award by the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board and Environmental Club of India. With a numerous publication and a patent and active mentoring of masters and PhD students, Dr. Joshi is not just a technical expert, but a passionate environmental advocate, widely regarded as a hero of sustainability and recycling. So, Dr. Joshi will guide us through the critical challenges and strategic directions for ensuring plastic sustainability in today's complex environmental landscape. So, before we start, I request all participants, if you have any questions, please put it in the question and answer box during the session. So, Dr. Joshi, we are delighted to have you. Please take the session forward.
Thank you for the kind introduction. Your introduction was as long but faster than the bullet train. I don't know how to thank you, and thank you Plastindia University for hosting me and giving me a chance to be here to speak to our friends here. Most of the friends I see who are more learned and wise than me, but I don't know what I should talk to them. But it's really time to see how plastics is sustainable, and I have a new word, how to make plastics great again. So I don't know. I'm not able to go to. So I'm going to not keep it more technical. Air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, roti, kapda, and makan, and plastics. The beauty of plastics, clothing, plastic has become a fashion statement. Plastic has also become a building, an architecture. 1972, an iconic speech by an Indian leader, the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. The lower and upper income countries are in a state of transitions. Millions are being lifted out of poverty, fueling consumption. Waste management is a serious issue. And when we are talking of pollution, everybody just sees up the plastic pollution, but are not the poverty issues the greatest of pollutants that affect humanity? This is much before the growth of the plastic industry. Waste management, that's the thought. We heard a new term, the new normal, but I feel we are not in a new normal. We are in a normal that is what we have accepted to live a life post the pandemic. On one side are the government driven factors, on the other side are the government regulations. The health, the hygiene, the cleanliness of the factory, the storage, and the nutrition, leading to sustainability supply chain, where waste, recycling, biodegradability are important. Water, air pollution, end of life solutions, and we are talking of ecological footprints. Coupled with them, the technologies, the AI, the smart packaging, and the customized printing that are an amalgamation of the sustainable supply chain. That is what we are living through. Plastic is banned one side, but other side, the growth story continues. In 2024, 220 millions of tons was created of plastics. India's rank in the mismanaged plastic waste that has, we have to say, little improved. Plastic growing at a consumption of 10%. That same plastic being littered and not managed, the waste generated growing at 20%. How do we account for this? How do we look at this? Pet consumption rising, 13% CAGR. Flexible packaging application, 11.5% CAGR. Vikasit Bharat consumes more, and the pet consumption is to be around 250 lakh metric tons by 2047. In a landmark approach, FSSI has allowed the use of recycled PET for food contact applications. Are we ready in letter and spirit to accept that? Going back to the basics, the consumer is the king, and plastic has always dominated the packaging. From the glass and the metal to the pouches of 3 to 5 layer. I have seen recently a pouch made of 21 layered plastic, out of which 6 layers were recycled. The HDPE woven sacks and the plastic laminate tube. The way we live, the way we brush, the way we wear our clothes, times are changing. This is a time slide from 2018 when India celebrated World Environment Day to the world. And this was the ad on Times of India supported by Plastindia Foundation. Plastic, has it lost its identity or it's a mistaken identity? Going back to philosophy, Sattvic are plastic. Rajasic is plastic littering. Tamasic is mixed waste littering. So who are the real problem creators? The consumers, or the technology people, or the plastic producers? The good, the bad, the ugly. The population of the world has gone up 8 times in the 220 years. Packaging is 8 times lighter, will be needed if we have to sustain the population boom. Plastics makes it possible. This is the Indian ecosystem for the plastic industry. The polymer manufacturers, 15 large groups, the equipment manufacturers, 200 players, the recycling players, the plastic processors, and contributing to the whole show. End of life plastics, the flow of plastics, the flow of equipment. That's what is the whole ecosystem. Challenge. Let us start with the basics. For a step back we take, what is needed is being circular, being sustainable, and the new words of carbon footprint and the global warming. The recycling challenge, as we know, it's about what is easy, what is manageable, what is difficult, and what is very difficult to recycle. PET is easy, HD is easy, PVC is difficult, LDP is easy, PP is easy, polystyrene and others not easy. Not all plastics can be recycled. More importantly, they cannot be mixed when recycling is done. And they're too complex to be decided and designated by simple numbers. Shapes and sizes, colors, combinations, blends, structure and topology variation, physical property variation, morphology. And when we talk for what Plastindia University is here for, to teach the knowledge about these materials. We talk of MFI, polydispersity, crystallinity, functional additives, and whatnot. This is not as easy as recycling is. Recycling is a journey. Recycling is a scientific journey. Littering is the major problem in our industry. Unorganized system of recycling is one of the greatest issues. We have to face the fact, avoiding to get organized due to the stringent laws that prevail, pollution approvals. Sorting is not easy. What I was told is 8,000 crores of rupees have gone into the investments in the recycling sector, but hardly 100 crores has gone into the sorting. Where are we? How do we go from here? Let us get our basics first. Recycling is there, but where to get the material and how to get the sorted material and how to get the good material. Municipalities banning and multi-layer plastics. These issues are very much the talk of the day. Compositional and structural diversity of waste plastic streams, where transparency and access to critical information is needed. How to get it? Is it easy? Then we talk of recycling. How to be more transparent to improve decisions on the end of life plastics and to increase the trust among the consumer and the consuming industry. That is important. All plastics cannot be recycled only mechanically and will need the chemical recycling. This is a share slide thanks to IPMA, where they are presented. My colleagues, Mr. Hitin Bera is here, to the government. Is waste to energy possible? What are the other applications that can reduce the consumption of other materials and plastic as well? Let us think. Advanced recycling, polymer to monomer, feedstock recycling. Both processes require sorted and compositionally pure waste. All chemical recycling processes are more energy intensive compared to mechanical recycling and are sensitive to low level of impurities. Logistics. Can plastic waste be transported from one place to another? What will be the transportation cost? Should they be close to the point of generation of waste or to the facilities that produce more monoboards or polymers? When we talk of sustainability, sustainability can only begin on an stomach which is not empty. Sustainability can begin where profitability, concern for the environment, and social commitment are in harmony. Sustainable business involves using own resources economically and reducing the environmental impact. Sustainability. Can technology alone be sufficient to address this problem of converting the limited natural resource of nature to meet the unlimited demand of humanity? Man-made capital goods, social capital goods, ecosystem and services, all creating waste. Can technology alone solve that issue? Recycling and circular economy are needed, but not sufficient to win the battle of sustainability. Is it viable? Enthalpy and entropy are embedded. Nature and character of the materials as well as energy within a cycle must be considered. Economic cost of recycling or converting waste is important. Learning to discover where circularity makes sense and where it does not. That is going to make sustainability. And then we talk of poorly designed concepts. Would another be a cause of good intentions leading to regrettable consequences? H.L. Mencken, a great thinker, has said sustainability is a complex and a wicked problem. It is a difficult choice, evaluating data and evidence and making a wise choice based on the principle of lesser of evils. Nothing is simple. For every complex simple, there is a simple answer, and it is invariably long. Sustainable answers are not going to be easy, as well as the solutions. It is ultimately a new way of thinking and doing. And for that, we need social engineering and educating and thinking and then action to a generation beyond the millennials who think differently. And there can be no two standards for sustainability, one for the developed world and one for the developing world. Economically weaker sections have as much stake in sustainability as the richer sections. The poorer we are, the impact of unsustainable consumption and expansion of the economy is greater. You see growing income inequality as one of the major threats to sustainability. Economic growth and sustainability do go in hand. Look at that cartoon. Yes, the planet got destroyed, but for a beautiful moment, we created a lot of value for the shareholders. This is the way we talk of sustainability. Sustainability, consumption, decoupling of economic growth with resource consumption, proactive, transparent, and engagement, and earning the license of truth and faith to operate a business in society. The plastic waste management rules as amended, we have seen growing, and setting targets for the EPR. IPMA led the group of organizations in getting the SME sector waived from the compulsions of the law for EPR. That's where we have to think what we can do. Plastic manufacturers, they cannot be the waste managers. Someone has to take the blame. So what we need to do? Redefine plastics in 2025. Redesign, responsible, reposition, resist the temperature, restructure, rethink. And here it is where the opportunity is also a challenge. India recovers 70% of its waste and then also recycled it. But we have a fragmented supply chain which has to change. On one side is the discarded plastic waste and the informal sectors and the collectors. We have to move beyond. Supply chain innovations are needed, like this startup, more than a startup, Banyan Nation, ethical and transparent and traceable supply chains. Tracing every bottle back to its source. Can we have the milk cooperative model for plastics where we get a quality feedstock and not displacing these waste warriors? This is important. And plastic consumption is going to increase and increase. And do we have to follow the same path which has been what we have doing, copying? Do we have the same path for the developed countries? Is there a model of sustainable development where a society's prosperity is not measured merely per consumption of plastics? And how can the green plastics or the green polymers be developing and contributing to the GDP? So, talking about plastics, we know it is versatile, and that has led it to explosive growth. Unwanted side effects have to be addressed. Science, technology, innovation, all will have to be done, and it has to be done now. Growing population, economical development, they are investing a fraction of our energy, our thoughts and action, and the funds for sustainability. It assumes significance as we have to take it to the roots as means of gaining the society's license to operate and stay in the business. Circularity must be viable. In the real world, this ideal condition has not been achieved so far. Circularity does not yet afford a valuable proposition to the consumer. Cost. At the end, everything boils down to cost. The phenomenal steps of India, the aggressive policies by India for recycled content. Look at that. We are ahead of EU. But we have to walk the talk. The initiative Swachh Sagar, the plastics in the ocean. Now we have people talking of plastics in the mountains. These ocean plastics and these mountain plastics that are being littered, they have to be managed properly. So what has to be done? Education, social media, workshops, engage, support initiatives, supporting the communities, IPMA, IPI, all the Plastindian Foundation organizations, founder members, as well as everyone are doing their part. What have we achieved and from where have we to go further? That is important. India, Bharat Mahan hai. 72 देश, 70 nations have adopted the Indore model. Bhopal's plastic recycling model showcased in World Bank. We are like an exhibit of garbage managed well, but let us do beyond that. Show more proactive steps. This is a classic example of a Digital India and Swachh Bharat, India's first social humanoid. 100% waste material humanoid robot built. Shalu. She can speak in 70 languages, 38 foreign languages. 70 languages, as this was an old slide, now she can speak 70. Shalu can be an inspiration, waste from wealth. I guess this is the best wealth. Vikasit Bharat will witness an economy of so much trillion, and plastic consumption will go, in spite of its bans, from 11 kg to 40 kg. Where will we get all this opportunity? An opportunity for an investment in courage, steps for a better world. And we have made the climate as our business. We have to manage the business of climate properly, jump from the small to the big. Waste management market size growing, and growing at a rate of 9.86%. This is the waste management. And herein the plastic recycling waste management business will also grow. Opportunity is there. Where do we fit in? We talk of startups, for they're young and they have a dream. And they dream to make Vikasit Bharat clean and green. 600 clean startups have spread across 450 degrees and they are growing. We have demonstrated the startups can do a lot and the startups innovate. You know, we talk of so many R's in our ecosystem, but we have to learn to respect our waste. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and respects. Of course, enforcement is there. Of course, circular economy is there. Of course, low carbon impact product startups will be there, like this one, Feel Good Eco Nurture. Innovative solutions and alternative solutions to plastics. There are going to be alternate to plastics and alternative to plastic materials. Where do we fit here? Respect to what we are. Need to do things differently. Karna hai, bas karna hi hai. There is a need for life cycle thinking, defining recyclability, establishing the hierarchy, material reduction, synthetic or biodegradable nature. Let us talk scientifically. And look at when we what happens when we talk of scientific. Increasing the thickness increases the global warming by 73%. And increasing the thickness from 35 to 100 microns increases the global warming by 320%. Let us not fool ourselves, finding one solution but creating another. The classic example of circular economy. We have to move beyond the circular economy. What is that? A biocircular economy, an economy powered by nature. It is a new impact economic model that emphasizes the use of renewable natural capital and focuses on minimizing waste and replacing the wide range of non-renewable fossil-based products currently in use. Concept of circularity is elegant yet difficult. Contamination and commingled, energy required in every step, much cheaper to make virgin materials, complexity, no economic incentive, poorly designed circular economy would be yet another example of good intentions leading to regrettable consequences. Again, this slide I have put to emphasize there is a difference between economic opportunity and reality. That's where we have to take our steps. We are part of discussing the global plastic treaty where everyone will be a stakeholder. The treaty was to have its last deliberations in South Korea last year, but not many countries agreed. And the UN United Nations does not want a treaty which is not in harmony. And so the chairman of that committee said, nothing is agreed till everything is agreed. And that's where we have to agree, not to disagree, to find solution to plastic pollution. But how? Tiles made of 100% plastics. Today we are in a difficult situation of what has been seen, Operation Sindoor. Can I tell you that this will not be published anywhere? A bunker has been created from recycled plastics somewhere in the borderline and it is undergoing trials. That is the beauty of plastic, recycled plastics protecting our armies. We need to identify the right technology for sorties, use AI, use robotics, use markers, but these costs are high and requires retrofitting. How do we address that? We have Indian startups solving these issues too. Partnerships is what is needed. The collaborative wave is needed. Working in isolation is now being working in tandem. System change, packaging change, reducing the complexity, creating quantifiable, acceptable, and understandable standards. That is what is going to be needed. So we can think they have versatile materials like plastics, and circularity and sustainability will not be achieved by merely talking of it. We have to do, and that is why I say we are at crossroads. Mission life, mindful and deliberate utilization, not mindless and destructive consumption, and an action for protecting and conserving the environment. That is the most important thing. The social cost of plastics. Have you ever really thought of it? 96 billion. The social cost of continuing a business as usual is US 541 billion. The present value of social cost of 100% of plastic value chain is estimated at 370 billion. Where is all this money? Where are we in the whole ecosystem? We are talking of net zero by 2070, where plastics will also play an important role. How is that going to happen? Techno front. This is the symphony with power and action and commitment of all consumer, policy changes, producers, lawmaker, industries, all have to work in tandem for making a Bharat, a better Bharat of your and my dreams. This slide is very important. From waste management, we will have to go to materials management. By 2050, 35% more food, 50% more energy, 40% more water will be needed. How will we get that? If we don't recycle our thoughts and convert them into actions. Inspired by the life, the architecture, plastic, fabrication, mindset, action. That is the beauty. Recycling market growing. These are the figures from CPET. 3.72 billion. How do we fit here? So we need investment for risk, courage, convincing actions, healthy control of climate, intellect, aggression and positivity, and saying, yes, we can. Yes, we can. If plastics cannot be further recycled, they must be turned into energy. We have people in Pune doing such wonderful work. Ujala is what is the brand name, converting it to briquettes. We know plastic in these applications, but a plastic dam has been created in Sangli, has withstand 3 monsoons, making plastic beyond the walls and beyond the roads. Super strong plastics. 2DPA is a polymer of future, which is bulletproof. Young minds and scientists developing the same. In the end, the power that plastic wields comes from all of us. All of us benefit from it, even as we suffer from its ill effects. In its failings, plastic shows our collective failure as a society, industry, and the system. And as said by George Bernard Shaw, we are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility of our future. Making plastics great again. I hope we remember this. It's time to wear this hat and go ahead. And if we do not change the direction, we may end up where we are heading. This way, that way, or the sustainable way. That is where we have to go. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joshi, for that insightful and thought-provoking talk. You have certainly given us a lot to reflect on as we navigate the complex landscape of plastic sustainability and recycling. So now we will now open the floor for questions. There are 2-3 questions in the question answer box. I'll read them out. So first question is, which type of recycling should we prioritize to ensure sustainability and economic feasibility?
Mechanical recycling is the most preferred way. That has been traditionally been followed. But when we are talking of high-end recycling, there is to be a combination of mechanical and chemical recycling. Then we are talking of going back to the molecule. Chemical recycling is costly, but it will take part in its own way.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, if some polymers cannot be recycled, what should we consider? Can we try to find a suitable replacement?
Of course, in a country like India, we say we don't have PVC to recycle, but PVC is recycled. First everything was invented as a material and no one thought of its recycling. The solar panels, investments were made and we are seeing the end of life solutions. So when we talk of polymers, polymers are a mixture of materials like plastics, rubber, metals and composites. So alternate materials have to be found where recycling ends, or that is an ongoing story. The last plastic invented was in 1975. We have just been in 50 years of plastics. And are we able to walk the talk and invent more plastics or better plastics or better materials? That is where, and that's where the scientists and young innovators should come to Plastindia University, and Plastindia University should give all the GAN and make them the leaders of tomorrow.
So next question is, what is the impact of recent government EPR policies on the plastic industry?
Impact is such that we have to face it, whether we like it or not. The Global Plastic Treaty emphasizes on plastic waste reduction, and the impact is there. Difficulties are going to happen, but everything is difficult before it's easy. And everyone has to bear the rule of the land. Impact has been happened on the businesses, but it will keep on evolving and EPR is going to stay. And EPR in the next couple of years is going to be more and more tougher. So we have to find our ways and be more ethical, be more open to the restrictions if we are not able to find solutions.
We will take one last question as we are running the short of time. So last question is, need to understand how the PWM rules are being implemented. As we know, present recycling capacity is insufficient for current rule.
Yes, very relevant question. This question cannot be answered in a couple of minutes. The recycling capacities have to be implemented. The PWM rules are being stricter and enforced. The digital platform is there. The website is there. The EPR platform is there. Things are going to get tighter, but we have to find more recyclable treating companies, more materials, and that is going to be the business opportunity. Everyone has to find a solution. And when we are talking of 30%, 50%, 70% plastics being used for packaging, it becomes more imperative that we find the relevant stakeholders, the industry, and the capacities to work together. All stakeholders have to come together to make this happen.
So one more question is there, Dr. Joshi. After recycling, is it possible to achieve properties of recycled plastic as original? And can we make composites of recycled plastics with others as an easy way for that?
PET recycling in Germany, I've seen with my eyes the recycled plastic bottle is recycled 4 times. It's just a game of innovation and how plastics are treated so they can be recycled again and again. But everything has a limit. So plastic recycling after 3-4 times, it will not be more recycled because all its properties get deteriorated when you put it to pressure and temperature.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you to everyone for your thoughtful questions. And thank you again, Dr. Joshi, for addressing them so clearly and thoroughly. So as we come to the close of today's session, I would like to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude. So, on behalf of Plastindia International University Vapi, I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Samir Joshi for sharing his expertise, real-world insights, and powerful vision for a more sustainable plastic future. So, your work continues to inspire not only the industry but also educators, policymakers, and young innovators across the world. So, and a special thanks to Dr. Prashant Gupta, Senior Assistant Professor, for setting the tone and enlightening us of PIU's mission in shaping the future of plastics, polymer engineering, AI, and sustainability. I want to thank to all the participants for joining us for this third edition of the Parivartan Webinar Series. We hope you found today's session enriching and engaging. So stay connected with us for future sessions as we continue to explore critical themes at the intersection of technology, environment, and innovation. The next session will be by a scientist and entrepreneur, Mr. Harindu Vyas, GPML Vadodara, with the topic of the secret life of polymers, what testing reveals. Thank you, everyone. Make sure you register for the webinar and take advantage of the discussion. The link will be sent you to you by email after the session. Thank you, everyone, and good.